Project Zomboid. Der Name sagt mir was. Ah. Okay, Moment. Während das lädt. Warum auch immer das so lang lädt. Ah. Sieht ganz cool aus. Ja, das habe ich vor einer Zeit mal gesehen gehabt. Steam meiner Wishlist. Ah, okay. Ja, dann habe ich da wahrscheinlich mal gesehen. Aber ja, so jetzt nochmal nachgeguckt, sieht ganz cool aus. So. Ja, machen wir weiter. Ich weiß gar nicht genau, was wir vorhatten. Ich weiß, dass mein Kanaka sind, glaube ich. Oder zumindest der Konos. Tell from Mindy. Ah ja, Körper. Der komischen Frau bringen. Animalistisch. Okay. Ja. Code dafür. Naja. What happened here?
Why be tempted by such gilded nothings?
Oh. Oh. Da fehlt ein Stück vom Haus. Cool. Spielt Multiplayer. Okay. Gut, also ich hab ja letztes Mal schon ein bisschen rumgeguckt wegen dem Code von dem Save. Nix gefunden. Lass ich das erstmal. So, den müssen wir da unten hin. Oh. Guten Tag.
Come on, come on. Hey,
Oh.
you got him.
What?
Put it down in the hole.
What? Okay.
Good job. Take this.
I won't ask you why you needed that. So how do I get to Addermeyer?
I just sent one of my boys to turn off the power to the carriage rails. When the juice is off, you can walk along the rails and get where you need to go. On the other side, there's a station that will take you to Addermeyer.
Better than nothing. Thanks for your help.
Okay.
I wish I could leave this city.
I told Miss Lucia in the store that they wouldn't let us take the carriage.
It's safe to touch the carriage rails now.
We'll have to try again. We have to see Dr. Hypatia.
They don't let anyone see her anymore. Not even people who need urgent treatment.
If we tell them that we represent Lucia Pastor and the Miners Family Committee,
Addermeyer Station. This should take me out to the Institute.
hundreds of miners are counting on us. Hundreds of children coughing dust and fading a little more each day. In the past, the good doctor always cared for them.
She did. And I worried that it got her in trouble.
If we lose Hypatia's support, then there's no one left on our side.
Lieutenant, no offense intended, but this seems like a shit. Huh? Definitely heard something. Better check.
Auf geht's. Yeah. Didn't kill anyone. Yeah. Ah ne, Moment. Total killed 7. Ups. Ah ja. Der gute Doktor.
The Addermeyer Institute of Infectious Disease. Alexandria Hypatia, chief alchemist. Once it was a solarium for recuperating aristocrats. Now it's a place of alchemical study. The Crown Killer's taking lives in my name and has to be stopped. It's my hope that Hypatia can explain. They say she's brilliant and altruistic. Well respected across Zirconos.
Okay. Hostile territory.
Grand Guard personnel, remember, the back dock is restricted to shift changes and watchtower operations.
Deranged criminal. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oopsie.
Grand Guard personnel, remember, the back dock is restricted to shift changes and watchtower operations.
Looks like they're doing maintenance on the carriage relay again. Should we check it out?
Nah. I'm just making sure it's still in order, I guess. Nobody comes around anymore. But you never know when the Duke's gonna send someone out here to check on things. It's odd, but he keeps an eye on Adamire.
This wall itches. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here.
Can't I wear my regular clothes? Found some new bear or ape from Pandysia. Keeps me up at night just thinking about it.
Isn't it laundry day yet? Gotta be soon. Can't stand my own stench.
It would only take a few hours for Dr. Hypatia to see them. My 7-year-old broke her leg carrying water down at the miners. And my 3-year-old has been coughing dust for weeks.
So if I have
His
two,
skin is so
and I
pale.
give him one,
He's
I
gray.
still got to
I
be
could
one.
bring them here.
Then if I eat it,
Very
A,
sorry.
B, C, D, E, N, G,
Doesn't accept patients.
K, G, J, K, elementally.
You can't be trusted to do your job without creating problems.
Please, I can't lose another child. Where is Dr. Hypatia?
Tasted awful.
Lock her up.
That weren't no blue-jawed hagfish.
What? No! My children need me! Let me go!
I always get these shifts.
It's funny to think about, but she could be reading the letter right now.
thinking about me right now.
Unfinished letter to Captain Ramirez. Captain Ramirez. The squad got together and decided not to kill the lab dogs like you ordered. I know it's too late for them and that they'll die anyway, but even getting close to them is risky. Also, what are we supposed to do with the carcasses? They'll attract blood flies before the next shift is over. Speaking of which, can't the Duke send another crew to flash smoke the blood fly infestation? It's bigger every day. I know the doctors here use blood flies to make Adamire solution. Why can't they invent an elixir that elixir made from field mice instead? I'm sure it would smell better with a cute little mouse on the label. It'd sell better with a cute little mouse on the label instead of a disgusting insect.
Huh? That sounded like broken glass.
Ah, fuck.
Hey, who is...
Here's Lieutenant Migos. Report to the duty officer as soon as you've finished your current patrol.
Noch einer. Ups. Oh. Oops. Okay. Some of Dr. Hypatia's other patients are occasionally carrying items that are hard to classify for storage, so I've put them in the office safe off to the side of the main entryway. Combination is 422.
One of the Crown Killer's playthings.
Letter to Lieutenant Valiente. Dear Heart, I keep thinking of what you told me. If it's true, if that's really what you saw, I just can't bring myself to believe it, even though I trust you entirely. I know Duke Luca is a despicable person, but him using that monster for his political agenda... Please, I beg you, don't be rash. I know you want to resign from the Grand Guard, but I fear for your life as long as you're in Adamaya. Don't send that letter yet. Don't talk to anybody about what you saw. At least until you come back home and we can discuss it with clearer heads. Please stay safe. I'll be waiting to hear from you, your Matilda. Dr. Hypatia's Office 5. Haha.
Piss and crackers. You make sure she stays where we want her. Hypatia never leaves that or mine.
Is there?
Oh,
Oh, well. Never mind.
Orders from Captain Ramirez. Dr. Alexandria Hypatia won't be working in her office today. She'll be in the recuperation auditorium instead, which is locked. Natürlich. She's not to be disturbed. If anything urgent comes up, I'll leave Dr. Hypatia's key in her office. Another thing, the janitor Hamilton is to remain in disease treatment until I interrogate him and decide on his fate. I've got him locked up in the little plant conservatory there. No one is allowed to speak to him or even enter that room. Captain Ramirez. Recuperation auditorium.
This door was supposed to be closed. Nothing here? Let's have a look around.
Warum kommt... From Duke Luca Bell, my marvelous Alexandria Hypatia, or do those closest call you Alex? How valuable you are to me, to Serkonos. What would we do without one of our most prominent natural philosophers? It keeps me awake at night, worrying for your safety. What if some incurable wretch should attack you? Or what if exposure to one of those hideous maladies you come across proves fatal to you? Where would we be then? Who would we turn to? So you see, that is why I have arranged for the Grand Guard to keep an eye on your officers at Adamaya. For now, indulge me. As your Duke, I recognize your value, and I'm committed to keeping you safe. Most warmly, Luca Bell, Duke of Serkonos.
Blackouts are worse. Dreams have taken a turn towards the disturbing. Even rest eludes me. Duke Bell seemed overprotective at first, but increasingly, I'm a prisoner in my own lab. The soldiers stationed here leave me alone, but even then I feel like I'm being watched. What really saddens me is the loss of my work. I've always thrived on my connection to the people who need me the most. The workers and their families. Each time I hear there's been an outbreak of some fever or some new condition among the miners, it pains me that I am not with them, working to ease their suffering.
Sustained ingenious contributions to the field of natural philosophy and medical applications. Okay, wo ist die? Da unten. Notebook. I must ask Captain Ramirez if the Grand Palace answered my letter. Improving the Adamaya solution formula is a priority, but I want to get back to my patients who need me. Did I even give the captain my letter? Maybe I'll write another. It can't hurt. If I find time, I'll prepare a dose of Woodward powder for Lieutenant Valiente, who came to me spouting some strange theory. I doubt he's slept in a week. Severe anxiety and paranoia might be a danger to himself or to others. I've had new complaints about poor old Hamilton. Apparently he spends his nights wandering in the institute, mumbling about horrible things only he can see. He must miss the days when we were actually helping people here, as I do. In any case, our loyal janitor wouldn't hurt a fly. Everyone is on edge these days. I wish I could discuss all this with Vasco, but I haven't seen him in weeks. Is he avoiding me? I hope I didn't hurt his feelings when I told him I needed room to breathe.
Who's this? I'll have a look around.
thought I saw someone right here. Let's check the place just in case.
I wonder who that was.
I've got to get back to Dunwall. I feel so bad. Haven't seen the kids in 2 years. An entire shipment of whale oil tanks just gone. Taken right from under their noses. Huh?
Is Hamilton in there? How is he?
He's losing it. Yelling nonsense for hours.
Could you understand any of it?
Something about being attacked by a monster one night. Some beast that wanted to scoop the brains out of his skull.
I see.
Nothing ever
Keep this to
happened.
yourself, will you? No need to spread silly rumors.
Of course, ma'am.
Let's find out if I can make him see reason.
Hey.
Why? They have to know something.
Ach, Dreck.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Aufwachen. Bloodfly fever. Transcript of a lecture given at the Academy of Natural Philosophy by Dr. Alexandria Hypatia. Direct attention to chart 7. Here you have the final stage of the bloodfly infestation. This patient is 37 years of age and was a high school headmistress before her unfortunate encounter with a large nest in her deceased uncle's greenhouse. Note the lesions on her face and arms, and larval swellings throughout the body. But what the drawings cannot show you is her demeanor before death. The most striking symptom of possessed infection is the protective attitude demonstrated towards the nest. This tells us, even prior to autopsy, that the larvae or their byproducts have infected the intention center of the victim's brain. Image 4. There's no cure once the condition has advanced this far, though you can make your patient less agitated with a generous dosing of opiates. The subject died 3 days after this silver graph was taken. Chart 8. And here's the fully mature insect after its post-bloodfly transformation. Now in beetle form, note it has dropped its wings. It is no longer aggressive and has many beneficial qualities, especially in the field of agriculture. Without these insects, many crops across Sarkonos would suffer, leading to loss of yield and a marked reduction in profits. Nah. Ay, ay.
There are so many skilled craftsmen across the Empire.
Diary. This time I'm sure I saw it. Well, I don't know what or who it was, but there was someone. Some hooded creature dragging some bloody thing along the corridor. I'm not sure whether its prey was another dog or one of the guards. Not sure which I'd prefer. Those bastards have been mocking me for months now, saying that I lost it and that Dr. Hypatia should lock me up. Captain Ramirez said it's all in my head and that I'd better stop spreading rumors. Dr. Hypatia didn't say much when I first mentioned the half-devoured dog found in recuperation. Is she protecting someone? Dr. Vasco looks most suspicious to me. He hasn't even left recuperation for weeks now, and last time I saw him, he was drawing some rotten blood from the body of the guard who got stung to death by blood flies. I'm no doctor, but I know that this is not part of the Adamaya solution recipe that Dr. Hypatia invented. Anyway, if nobody will listen to me, I'll have to track the monster down myself. I'll set up some traps and keep watch every night until I find out what is going on here. Ich rutsche da hier immer irgendwie in die Lücke rein. Na. Eieiei. Oh. Okay. Irgendwas Flammbares hier. Not recuperation stuff. The weather forecast promises us a nice amount of sunlight tomorrow, so we encourage you to bring the patients who don't have an appointment for a luminotherapy session out onto the terrace. Use wheelchairs if needed. We only have so many more tanning boxes, and considering how expensive they are, we won't be getting any more anytime soon. Nor will the broken ones be repaired, sorry. So let's have our patients enjoy some real sunlight instead, Dr. Vasco. Last entry in the matron's diary. I've been dismissed. That's how they put it, like I just brought the tea and I could take my leave. And then the fool thinking I'm getting an afternoon off for a change. I says, Grant, I'll see you early in the morning. Oh, my face turned a shade of crimson when they said I was never to return. Never? No explanation, and I'm not even allowed to see the good doctor. I must have done something awful to deserve such ill treatment, but what? Didn't I always support Hypatia? Didn't I do all she asked? I was the other set of hands, how her own words. I've been trying to recall what it was I could have done that was so wrong. I did leave that vial of medicine on the counter and it got spoiled, but that was over a month ago, and Hypatia didn't seem the least upset by it. I think she must have been ever so disappointed in me, but perhaps was too sweet to say anything in my face about it. All that work left to do. I'm too distraught to write anything more. Bone charms. Bone charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. Carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from salty dogs to young greenhorns, still finding this kennen wir schon.
I've never seen such a massive infestation.
Weniger Fallschaden. Gerne. Gerne doch. Solarium schedule. Luminotherapy appointments for the morning of second day, month of Timber, 1849. Approved by Dr. Vasco. 2 Stunden, 5 Stunden. Robert Garcia. Serve Mr. Garcia some Valerian tea to ease his cough every hour. Please schedule a session for him this afternoon as well. 2 Stunden, 2 Stunden. Halbe Stunde. Patient is pregnant and in very weak condition. Be sure not to exceed the prescribed time. Apply some leech thistle lotion before and after the session. Oops. Exploding bottles inflict damage wider area. Oh. Oh fuck. Ah, fuck.
I've gotten something under my fingernails again. What was I working with? Iodine, perhaps? I didn't used to lose things like this. A disease of the memory, perhaps. Common affliction for the gifted.
You did well finding Anton Sokolov, my friend. The old man is with Kirin Jindosh, who is prying him apart, digging out all his secrets, adding Sokolov's knowledge to his own. Who knows what wonders of natural philosophy Jindosh will reveal in future days. But it's time for you to come out once again. Time to play. We have need for your special talents. The good doctor's due for a trip to Dunwall because Ichabod Boyle is next on the list. Make haste, and make this one messy. Give the newspapers something to write about and give the people of the Empire fodder for their nightmares.
Sokolov's abduction. Dear friend, the Doctor Captain just sent word that he spotted Sokolov. Knows his habits. Says Sokolov buys whale blood off the boats by the gallon to make pigments, apparently. See, you seem to share some interests with the old genius, so why don't you go and invite him over like we said? The sooner the better. He's probably staying on a boat in the bay. I trust you'll be able to follow his scent. Keep him safe in Adamaya. Don't hurt him or he will be useless for our plans. If you're hungry though, the dock captain has served his purpose and his second in command recently did me a favor. Luca. Hungry? What?
Are you all right?
Dr. Hypatia did this. She's the crown killer. But she's not herself. She developed a serum trying to help the miners. The first version caused horrible changes to her mind. It's too late for me, but maybe you can still save her. She's a good person.
What can I do?
In my safe, in disease treatment, you'll figure out how to make the counter serum help her. The safe code is 587.
I've always wondered what your flesh tastes like, my dear assistant.
She's gone. What happened?
To whomever finds my body, I know I'm dying, haunted by failure. I couldn't save Dr. Hypatia from herself. If someone finds this note, please don't blame her. She has no idea what her other self is doing. She doesn't know the monster she has become. If only I had been braver, maybe I could have cured her. If it's not too late, please, I beg of you, prepare the antidote and save her. The instructions are in my personal safe. The code is 587.
Oh, the look on his face. Well, who was he expecting? The Empress? What a fool.
Keine Zeit, Frau. Uff. Upsi.
Let's see what's in here.
This time it has to work. I'm certain the dosage is right, and I will only have one chance. Grind all the solid ingredients together, including the aluminum salts. Done. Add some egg whites. They should have some in the kitchen, but I'll have to be discreet. Done. 2 weeks in my safe away from daylight should be enough to for the serum to activate. Add half a syringe of tainted blood taken from an infested human corpse. If Dr. Hypatia was in her right mind, she would probably object to this step, but since the Grand Guard put Adammeyer under lockdown, several men have died killed by blood flies. They might as well serve the greater good. All the previous blood samples seemed promising. I'll need to avoid being seen again by the janitor. Heat the final mixture, inject as soon as possible.
Her assistant's book.
Reminder, things to buy. 4th day, month of Earth, 1851. Vasco, sorry to have to send you out again so soon, but I won't be able to proceed until I have the following: 1 large tin of powdered sea salt, compounding grease, but not large. It goes rancid too quickly. Rubbing distillates, glycerin, 2 vials oil of juniper, 2 vials oil of rose. I know the rose oil is expensive, but it's the only thing for clearing the lungs of phlegm. So what can we do? Maybe we'll plant our own rose garden someday, no? Wish that I could go fetch them myself. Alexandria Hypatia. Bosco's diary, month of high cold, 1850. Alexandria's new serum must never leave Adamire, and no one must ever know of our failure. We tested it on ourselves, which we often do, in fractional doses. The night was sheer horror. It's hard to describe the effects on the mind of the frenzy it induces. We were not ourselves. Alexandria muttered to herself, calling herself Grim Alex, almost as if she had a total shift in personality. I cannot commit to paper all that occurred, but I burn with shame remembering the way my perspective shifted, as if my entire morality was upended. The following day, after recovering my senses, I felt better than I have in years. The serum might hold the keys to improved lung function and general vigor. It could even ameliorate the effects of some of our worst fevers and infections. But the costs are too high. The absolute loss of empathy, the unfettered appetites. And yet, a week later, I watched Alexandria on the terrace below. She was in a terrible way, disheveled, with words escaping her lips that were jumbled and wild. Her movements were unfamiliar. In the morning, I asked if she had tried the serum again. She was most alarmed, assuring me that she would never again touch even a drop of it. She swears that only a sample remains, safely locked away for future study.
Something's missing.
I finally understand it. There's a part of Hypatia that she doesn't even know about. It's always there, riding along in her mind, takes over and forces her to use more of the original serum with some regularity. The Duke keeps her here and, if I'm right, sends her out on diabolical assignments. Hypatia is the one the newspapers are calling the Crown Killer. She leaves and comes back, leaving bloody footprints. But there's a cure, a counter serum. I'll try to administer it once I get my notes from the safe in disease treatment. Hello? Oh, Alexandria. I was just... No. It's you!
Yes, Vasco, my love. You were found out, and now we have some experiments to conduct. Come, I'll make you comfortable.
No!
Disgusting. It's ready.
It's ready.
do I smell here? River mud, northern spices, wood smoke, done wall.
Ta-da!
No, no, no! Not back to sleep. I won't go. I won't give it back.
Dr. Hypatia?
Yes. I'm sorry. Something's not right with me. Maybe I contracted something working with infectious samples.
No. Someone was poisoning you. But you should be better now. I found some alchemical notes and made a counter serum.
Poisoning me?
Don't worry. I'm gonna take care of it. If you need a place to lay low for a few days, come find us. I'm staying with an ally on a boat called the Dreadful Whale.
I need to lie down.
Must have been nice a decade back. Imagine spending a season here.
Huh? All I can imagine is people coughing up blood all over their tea and crumpets.
I thought I saw someone right here. Puppy
Oh.
cat!
Who are you? Stop!
Bad news!
Let it go! Revenge!
Erschießen sie sich schon wieder gegenseitig.
Once that watchtower is down, Megan can pick me up.
My nerves are shot. Something unsavory going on. If I'm getting good and drunk after this.
What was that?
Ups.
What?
Get
That's
some help
it!
over here!
Let's... No mercy!
Come here and fight, coward!
What?
I
Hey,
can't
hey,
see
hey.
any way to reach her.
Take this! You aren't going anywhere! I'll be wiping off your blood later.
Let's finish her. I'll tear you to pieces.
Hold still!
Hey.
I've been fighting scum like you since I put on the uniform.
Later, I'll be laughing over rum about how you died.
Auf der...
Let me show you how I got my
Auf der
stripes.
Treppe geht es irgendwie nicht wirklich mit nach dem Parieren bewusstlos machen.
What happened to that custodian, by the way? Hamilton? Someone said he went nuts working the...
What the?
Holy shit!
Oops.
You're dead!
That's the watchtower.
It's you and me now!
Watchtower spot someone.
Pusht.
Grand Guard personnel. Anyone caught taking medicinal supplies will be written up and fined.
Wieso kann er mich durch das scheiß Holz sehen?
Guilty of standing in my way.
Hold still. Come on, let's finish this.
Nice.
Can we leave this place yet? I don't like it. Ready now?
Yes. Let's get back to the ship.
Did you find Sokolov?
No. But Hypatia was the crown killer.
What? I don't believe you.
The Duke tricked her into injecting herself with a flawed version of her serum. It changed her, but there was an antidote, so she's alive. If she remembers the murders, she'll have to deal with that.
What about Sokolov?
They gave him to a man named Kieran Jindosh. Do you know him?
Everybody knows him. The grand inventor of Serkonos.
Then he's next. Let's hope Anton's all right.
Non-lethal assault. Okay. Ja, war eine recht coole Mission.
In his day, Sokolov was Dunwall's genius. He transformed our city with his inventions. Electricity for the factories and carriages racing along above the streets. As I grew up, his buzzing and glowing devices kept me safe. His stories always made me giggle, and his outrageous conversations shocked aristocrats and overseers alike. Now, all these years later, Kieran Jindosh is Karnaka's genius. A mad inventor who has given the Duke sinister machines that move like people but aren't. Clockwork soldiers that fight and kill. Got to find out where Sokolov's being held and bring the old man back alive. Rescue one genius and cage the other before he creates an army of clockwork soldiers.
Ja, wie gesagt, Mission war ganz cool. Vom Konzept her und so. Ich hätte mir nur gewünscht, weil wir ja in so einem Krankenhaus sozusagen waren, irgendwie ein bisschen mehr kranke Leute gesehen hätten oder was weiß ich. Es war ein bisschen leer. Aber war schon ganz cool.